Hi everybody, it's Saturday, August 12th, 2023. I'm gonna do a little sew with me. We're gonna do block 3 of the Designer Mystery sew along from Fat Quarter Shop. I believe we're using fabrics from Camille from Bonnie and Camille, but Bonnie retired. I can't say Camille's last name. The guest designer this month is Jackie McDonald. This is a little bit of an intense block because we're sewing on the bias. When you sew on the bias, you have a lot more stretch. So I've done a little bit of pre-prep, so you're not watching me do a lot, and I can do it mostly everything here. I have everything all cut. I've done my half square triangles. So we're just gonna get to sewing and see how this goes. Earlier today I did block 1, and this is block 3, and I starched the fabric for block 2. So let's get sewing. The first thing we're gonna do is make really a 4 patch with these half square triangles and these 2.5 inch squares. I think they're 2.5 inch, I don't know. And okay, this is a white on white, so you have to make sure that the fabric is going in the right direction. Okay, if we do it this way, okay, if I do them all this way, this should work. Whatever size this is, I've trimmed them perfectly. So we're gonna do a little bit of strip piecing right here. And what I like to do with this kind of sewing is I like to just prep all my stuff and then just sew the block together, because in the end, this is what the block is gonna look like. So we have half square triangles. These are half squares. I don't know exactly what they're called. Yeah, so it's a little bit intense because you're sewing on the bias. So for those that don't know me, my name is Kiara. I live in Northwest Arkansas in a town called Elm Springs. I'm right outside Fayetteville and Bentonville, which are the more well-known places. Bentonville is the headquarters of Walmart. Fayetteville is where the University of Arkansas is. So I live in a little town. Elm Springs is a little town. It's a suburb of Springdale where Tyson is. It's a lot of big business here. We have Tyson, we have JB Hunt, we have Walmart. We have the University of Arkansas, so there's a lot of big business here. I am originally from New York. I am born and raised in New York City and Queens. Most of my family is still there. My immediate family, my parents, my brother, my sister, they still live in Queens. My husband's family, sadly, has passed, except for one brother who moved here to be near us. So he lives in the next small town over, less than 2 miles away. All the towns here run together. I'm about 15 to 30 miles away from the Oklahoma border. It's beautiful here. It's a lot like upstate New York, where my mom is originally from. It looks a lot like that. We still get 4 seasons, but thankfully not that long. It does get super cold here. The first year, we are going on our 3rd year here. The first winter we were here, it was minus 14 degrees. Seriously, it was cold for us. We've adjusted really well. I love it. Like I said, we've adjusted really well. My kids are doing really well here. Sammy struggled initially, but she's gearing up for a great school year. And as you know, I've talked about this the past couple of videos I've done. I'm going to be working in the school which is going to be good because I just think knowing that mommy's going to be there a couple days a week brings the stress level down. And one of the things I told her, Sammy, if mommy's working at the school, you can't, hold on, I gotta make sure I have this. Yeah, you can't act out. So we're doing that. I'm not a super fast sewer. I'd rather be precise. With this kind of block, you have to be super precise. So I'm sew on a Juki TL2000 QI. It's a straight stitch machine. I fell in love with it. I've had it for about 2 years now. I do have another Juki that I love. I actually have to have it looked at because there's something off on the timing, and I do want to make some clothes, and a straight stitch machine is not great for making clothes. I actually have to have a couple machines serviced. I have, now I'm gonna press and open these up because we're making 4 patches. So like I was saying, I have another machine that has all the decorative. It's a Juki QVP 2000. It's an electronic machine, has a lot, but I think the timing's knocked off on it. And I also want to get my serger looked at because I like to use a serger when making clothes. But also in this kind of block, a straight stitch. I have a 1/4 inch foot on with a guide, which helps. I have the extension table on. So this is gonna be a fun little block. And actually why these seams are, before I finish these 4 patches, I'm gonna start sewing something else because I want these seams to be really flat, so I'm gonna put my clapper on them. I have a little sewing, ironing station right here with a little snack tray table I made, and I have this little Aliso iron. This Aliso iron is not my favorite. It's funky to use and handle, and I'm using just a dry iron. What I've been doing when I've been sewing over here like this, because I get more done like this, before I sew everything together, or right when I'm done, I use my iron with steam to get it all. Okay, so these are all pressed. So I'm just gonna stick my clappers on them. I'll show you my clappers in a minute. Okay, so that's just gonna be the 4 patch. So we cut that together. Okay, so let's see how we have to sew these half squares. Okay, I cut the fabric. Okay. Did that. Okay, so we have to assemble 1 fabric A and 1 fabric F. Okay, so this is fabric A. This is fabric F. Okay, so we're gonna make, okay, so to make this, what we're making is, I'll show you on the big block because it has no measurements then. We're making this A and F right here, this A and F. So we have to put the right angles together and just sew. 1/4 inch. So it's not horrible. Okay, you should really pin, but I'm not. Mine line up pretty much perfectly, so I'm just gonna shove it down, put my presser foot down. So what I'm gonna do is why those are, the seams have the seam. I'm just gonna let those sit there and sew these together. Let me just make sure. Okay. I must have bent these when I did them, so I just gotta press it quick. And I am not gonna make myself nutty with which way these stripes are going. I am just gonna to let it be. Because it's just not worth it to me. So I'm making 4 of these. And I'm just being very careful when I do this to place them, not do any extra tugging or anything on the... I think Jimmy's gonna come see me in a minute. Okay. I think Jimmy's gonna come see me. I think he might want me to change his iPad. Okay. When I initially saw this block, I got very intimidated by it. And I would not normally do this. So, trying to get a lot of sewing in this weekend too, because, you know, with having to be at the school 3.5, 4 hours a day. I hope I did this right. Yeah, I think I am. Oh, here comes Jimmy. Here comes Jimmy. So before I do this, come here. Oh, where's the bowl? Where's the bowl? It's very nice your sign. Come here. Come here. Let's see if I can get him to do this in here. Come here, Jimmy. Come here. Can you say hi? Can you say hi? Yes, but where's the bowl? I didn't say no, but where's the bowl? Okay, I will be right back. He wants candy. He didn't bring me a bowl. Hi guys, I gave him his candy, so that's all good. So I'm back to making my 4 patches. And we pressed to the solid side, so we should nest really nice. And what I do on these is I use a Wonder Clip. I don't use pins, I use Wonder Clips just because my hands, they don't work right with pins. So, trying to get caught up on the designer mystery. After this, I have 1 more block, and I'll be caught up because I joined late. I wasn't gonna join. I was gonna try to be responsible and cut down spending. I mean, not that it's for what you get and the amount of leftover. When I am done, I will probably have enough fabric to make another quilt. That's how much extra they give you. But I saw the first block and I was in love. And I was like, yes, please. So that's why I did block 1, because I loved it. And I'm a sucker for red, white, and blue quilts. As you can see, that's part of a quilt that I have behind me that I really need to get back to. I've done really good with not purchasing a lot this year, with the exception of some backgrounds. And I did buy a fat quarter bundle. What I've been doing with everything is, do I really need it? Am I going to use it? Because right outside my room, I have a bookshelf like this, and it's got a lot of fabric on it, and I've just been trying to use a lot of it with different sew-alongs, and just really trying to decide what I want. I'm gonna get back to buying when I need it, or if I am absolutely in love with it. Like, I did buy the Anna Marie Horner fabric, and that's tomorrow's project, is to go through and cut cut that up to start it because I think that might be my during the week sewing. Yeah, because I actually have to do a couple of shirt orders this coming week. I bought a gray t-shirt and now for an order, somebody had seen something, I had made a pirate shirt and I can't find it. I found an aqua one I bought, but I haven't found the gray one. And of course, every time I've gone to the store, they haven't had the gray. So, in sublimation, you have to have an exact polyester count in your shirts. The shirt I'm wearing this one's a DTF, so it goes on anything. But that's that. Okay. So I'm liking this block. One thing I've noticed with some of these one of the things I do a lot with the designer mysteries is I starch them. And that seems to help a lot, especially when you're doing things on the bias. They don't stretch quite as much. The Anna Marie Horner quilt I'm not going to starch because it's just all straight cuts. It's a super simple quilt, which is good because I need something that's not. Okay, so I have these over here waiting. As soon as I press these. Now I'm pressing. Okay, it doesn't really matter. It says down, but it's not really gonna matter. What I think I'm gonna do when I get month 4 of Designer Mystery, I think I'm gonna see if any of the fabrics are the same. I'm not gonna starch them, and see what I can make out of what I've already got pre-starched. The only thing I might have to do with these 4 patches is I might have to press them open. Put the clapper on it. Actually, what I'm going to do is put these in 2 and 2. Might be a little bit easier. Yeah, I think I'm going to have to press these open. Yeah, they don't want to lay super flat, and it's because having the 2 half square triangles. So I'm going to press them open. The main seam. Sometimes you have to go against what the directions tell you and do what the fabric is telling you. And I know that sounds like new age, but sometimes you just gotta do what the fabric tells you. I might have to go jump onto the bigger iron. Oh no, I think I got it. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is stick my clapper on those. And this is a clapper, it's just a piece of unfinished wood. This one I've got, he's a floss tube guy who made clappers. He's in Kentucky. I will link him below. I have 2 from him, and then I have 2 gypsy quilter ones. So let me just press these. And what I'm doing is I'm doing these in stacks of 2 so the clapper doesn't have to go through as many layers. And it's just because there's a little bit of extra bulk. And by making your seams really flat when you go to quilt it on your domestic or use your long arm, it'll go flatter. So See, this one did beautifully, but since I did the others, I want to do this one too. So, and when I'm done with this block, I am going to spend time with my husband, and we're going to watch the Xfinity race. They're up in Indianapolis. And I think I'm going to cross stitch while that's on. I have an itching to start something new. And I have a bunch of kitted up stuff, so I might do that. Okay, so while my 4 patches are under my clappers, I now have to attach this with this other half square triangle. And that's straight on the bias. It's not that it's hard sewing, it's just you just don't want to stretch anything. And then I'll have to take these over to my table and square them up because I'm sure they will be off. I am absolutely positive they'll be off. And I just go nice and slow across, not pulling because we don't want to stretch it. Just chain piecing them. And after this, it's just assembling the blocks, so it's nothing super difficult. We're just nothing super, so I have 2 more of those. And then what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to pause you guys for a minute, square up my blocks, hit everything good with the other iron, well, especially these half square, third square, whatever these are called. I have to square these up. Oh, this one's off a little bit, so hopefully it won't be too bad. But squaring up takes a few minutes. I gotta tell you about these scissors. These are Karen K. Buckley scissors, and I love them. I got them from MK Quilts. She did like 7 days of Christmas or something one year. And she's who I bought my long arm from. She gets a couple of different things. This one's off too, I think. It's alright, we should still be okay. I wonder if this, I'm doing something I didn't do on the other ones. I kind of sewed them upside down, these last two, and I wonder if that has something to do with it. We'll see. Okay, so this is gonna be a little bit longer because I'm not going that fast because this is, okay, now I gotta press this before I square them. We have to press towards this being one piece. Okay, so let me just show you these. And this is why I'm gonna hit these with my, I'm gonna show you why I wanna use my other iron before I assemble. Okay, so if you look here, I pressed open. Okay, but they're not laying perfectly flat. If I use my other iron, like this one, it didn't take. If I use my other iron, they will go flat. I'm almost half tempted, just so y'all know, to buy another big iron for over here. If anybody's got a small iron they love, let me know, because I'm not in love with this Alicio. I bought it in 2020 during the pandemic up in New York, and I didn't open it till last year. So let me just press these open. Pressing to the dark, solid these. Actually, I thought these were off, but they don't look that bad. I am gonna have to square them up though, because they have dog ears. And then while I'm squaring up, I'm also gonna check on Jimmy, because my husband's doing something. So, I don't think Jimmy's excited to go back to school. I saw his teacher yesterday. So today, I have the 2 German Shepherd puppies, Dottie and Loretta. And Loretta likes to jump up on our trampoline. So she gets up on the trampoline, and my husband, I was in here sewing, and that's in the back of the house. And so he's yelling, so and he happened to be on our Peloton. So like he couldn't get off and go talk to the dog. So he's on there and he's telling the dog to get down. She's not listening, so I come out. And I said, Loretta, get off the trampoline. And as soon as I put the key in the door to unlock it, she comes running off the trampoline and jumps, and Jimmy, he starts laughing because the dog's in trouble. All right, so I have to square these up. They came out cute, didn't they? They look like the picture, but I have to take the dog ears and make sure they are the right size. And I'm going to hit the half square, the 4 patches with the other iron. I will meet you back here and we will assemble this block. Okay, so I've squared everything up and now I'm just going to assemble, and we'll have it and it'll look like this, but only prettier. And then what I will do is I will sign off, and then I will trim it up, give it a final press. Oh, and look how much nicer those are laying now that I used the real iron. So now we just go real slow to make sure we line everything up and it fits and it's nice and square, so that later on I will not have that much to trim up. I generally don't have a lot to trim up on my blocks. Like I've told you all before, I'm totally self-taught with how to with sewing, quilting, which is funny because my grandma was a seamstress, and like she wanted to teach me how to do things when I was little, but of course you don't pay attention, you know. When somebody wants to teach you back then, you really don't. So when the pandemic happened, I had always wanted to quilt, and I had done stuff here and there. I used to watch Alex Anderson on PBS, but when the pandemic happened, I was like, I have all this stuff. It's not like the custom clothes I was making, people were not going away, so I was like, okay, I'll start quilting. And I found Pat Sloan, and then I found Kimberly Jolly, you know. So, well, I found Kimberly when I started watching Floss Tube. And it's funny because I had ordered from the Fat Quarter Shop many moons ago, when I was doing something with scrapbooking and we needed fabric. So I did that, Let me just see which way I have to press these. The great thing about fat quarter shop patterns is they tell you which way to press your seams, which always helps. Okay, those are to the inside, and that's to the outside. Okay, so let's do this one first. This is towards this. So we gotta set our seams, and then we gotta press. So I started learning how to quilt. I'm going towards, okay, towards this. Yeah, that actually makes sense. I am gonna have to square up this block. I can already see why. It's not a big deal. But Kimberly Jolly is really a great teacher. She's a little bit OCD at times, but we subscribe to different schools of life. But she's a great teacher, and she okay, cool. Okay, so this is gonna go. I'm so glad that they have pictures. That doesn't. Oh, it is right. Okay. It didn't look right, but it is right. And on those funky blocks, I didn't really have to trim that much off, which is awesome. I'm not good with things that are super precise, if you want the truth. It's not really who I am. Hence why Jimmy and I have a lot of fights, because he has to have a schedule and I'm not super great with them. But I have, since I started quilting, I've tried to get really good with being more precise. I really like this. Blue is my favorite color, and a red, white, and blue quilt is just like the bomb to me. Okay. All right, so. Okay, we got that. That's right. Okay, so this is. No. Yes. So, I'm loving this so far. I mean, this is only my second block, but I love it. So you just make sure, and you should pin. I'm not pinning, but it's okay. It's all good. Also, because I do my own long arming, it's okay. My goal is to like get really good at long arming. I would love to take a class, but I'm trying to be super good with money and everything else. So I'm just gonna like start putting my quilts on. I do a mean meander, so it's not like, and I don't hate that. So, and I actually don't mind straight line quilting. I hate sandwiching, but I don't mind straight line quilting at all. But I have a bunch of things that I do want to quilt. My daughter moved to Waco for grad school, and I made a quilt, and I'm gonna send it to her. So she wants some of my seasonal stuff to decorate with. My daughter loves blankets, so, and she's the one that like loves handmade stuff, so. Okay, let me press this. Well, coming along. So here's my middle row, because essentially this block is little rows. So there's that. Oh, this is gonna be so cute. So we're almost done. side's bad, the other one's not. That must be the one that I did. Okay. So, and this is my one of my clappers. Okay, so let's just do this like this. Okay. And part of the reason they give you pressing directions is so when you come to this part, here, I'll show you. We have these 2 rows and you have this, and they're kind of like 9 patches, but doing this, the nest, if you can nest your seams, that means things are gonna line up the way they're supposed to for the most part. This piece I will pin or use my Wonder Clips because I want it, it's a little bit bulky. I wonder, maybe for this one, since it's doing this. Okay, what I'm going to do here is, because this doesn't want to sit nicely, I'm going to press it open. Just that one seam. Because it's got like 3 seams nesting going together, and this it'll still nest the way it's supposed to. It just will be a little bit less bulk. Okay. Okay, so we're gonna line this up, got those in. And if you have a little bit of extra fabric, if you just pull a little bit, it'll line up the way it's supposed to. And let your feed dogs do the work. Pull that out. Okay. And I want to make sure that the seam goes underneath the foot without folding over. I'll show you what I mean in a sec here. I'm done. What I was doing and concentrating on is I wanted to make sure this is where I had pressed open, so you see how this didn't get pulled over like this. It's nice and flat. That's what I was trying to do. So this is gonna be a long video. I know why this might have been long, but not a big deal. But we lined up pretty good. Oh, was I going towards the middle or was I going? Okay, I'm pressing this wrong. I need to go towards the middle. And what I'll do is I'll press this on my big iron to make sure it. This is a little bit off, but it's not horrible. And I didn't cut off any points, so it's okay. Okay, so you see we're a tiny bit off on that, but it's okay. It's not enough for me to rip open. Okay, we're on our last seam, guys. And what I'll do is I will trim up the block. And actually what I'll do is I'll explain to you how I trim up the block quickly. This block isn't exactly right, I can tell. All right, let's go put this in under the presser foot. And this is where sometimes the bias fabric gives you a little bit of trouble. cause any issues. Okay, so I have to press this towards the, and this is where having this little iron really is not the best. Because it's puckery a little bit. Okay, I'll show you where it's puckery. I almost wish I had pressed both those open. Okay, you see right here it's puckery because there's all this bulk right here. So I may unsew it later and fix it. Okay, so I will be trimming up. So what I do to trim up is I take, these are 12.5-inch blocks, so I take my 12.5-inch ruler and I line it up corner to corner, and anything that sticks out past the ruler gets trimmed. For the most part, it's only gonna pull all the little fuzzies. Except I'm gonna have to press. You see how these are not laying flat back here? So the big iron will fix that. Unless I just decide to press that open. Which I might, because that's where those quarter square triangle kind of things are. All right, so I'm not gonna do it too much on that, but this is the block. Here we are, we're done. And it's so cute. I'm gonna insert a picture. Then I'm gonna edit this video because it's that. But look, we look like the picture, right? All my corner squares are going in the right directions, or at least they're all, if they're not going in the right directions, they all look alike. It looks like I got a friendship star. This is cool. I really like this block. So thank you for spending some time with me in sewing. If you have any questions, please comment below. I'll try to answer. I am by no means an expert. This is what I do to relax. And I like spending time with you all. But please like, subscribe. I'm trying to get to 300. Not a lot, but it'll be fun. And I think I'm gonna go start a new cross stitch tonight. So I will talk to you all soon. Bye-bye.